This is the, wait. These are the latest Switch Pro controllers you need, and let me tell you why. GAME'NIR was nice enough to send me not one, but two of their ProX-Legend7 Nintendo Switch Pro controllers in white and black. So without further ado, let's get these guys unboxed. I'll show you my first impressions, we'll go over some of the specs, and then I'll give you a final review. So in the box, we get a nicely wrapped controller, an instruction booklet, and a USB Type-C charging cord. It's a small detail, but it's nice to mention that the cords that come with the controllers actually match, which not a lot of companies think about, so that's pretty cool. The one thing I immediately noticed, and this is true with the white as well, but it's even more apparent with the black, is just how nice of a matte black finish the back of the controller is. It has a super nice feel. The front is also a matte black, but it's a slightly different finish as you can see on camera. Here's the white, kind of a little bit harder to tell, but it still is that matte finish. Less of a difference between both colors, but you can still see. So this white color is called Holy Sword White, and the black is Fantasy Shield Black, and I can only assume, especially based off of the coloring, that these are heavily inspired by Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I've been seeing a lot more peripherals for the Nintendo Switch coming out lately that have this kind of like homage to the game, and it's super nice. The buttons are nice and clicky, so are the bumpers, and the triggers are that nice soft click. The thumbsticks have a super nice feel. They're very akin to the Nixie Hyperion Pros that I reviewed, so that's a big plus, nice and clicky as well. You've got your standard function buttons like the home, the capture, the plus, and the minus, but it gets pretty interesting when you flip it onto the back. You've got a big turbo button in the middle, a right and a left programmable macro button, an increase and a decrease vibration, and two back paddles. The back paddles in the hands for me end up being my middle finger, which is preferable for me. I know a lot of the times there's controller companies that get this back paddle feature wrong, and sometimes it becomes difficult, but I really like the placement on these. Now, I have yet to actually turn these controllers on. They do have some pretty cool LEDs, so we'll see that here in a second, but here's just the side-by-side comparison between those. All right, let's get these set up. Pretty simple, you just instantly pair and they're ready to go. Click that pair button, press your lefties and your righties, and these guys are pretty much ready to go. See how quick and simple that was. Now that I have them turned on, man, look at how sick those LEDs are. I prefer them on the black, but they don't look too bad on the white either. Again, going with that motif of the Holy Sword Black and the Fantasy Shield Black and the Holy Sword White. And as always, the link to purchase these is in the description, so make sure you go down there and check that out. Okay, yeah. They're really nice feeling controllers, but let's talk about the specs. What do these guys have to offer? So I know what everybody's asking. Yes, it has 6D gyro, which means you won't miss out on any of your motion control activities. Flip it on the back and the macro buttons are pretty sick. All you gotta do is press the macro button once, then press the button that you want to program. Then you go back and press that macro button, and it'll give you a vibration notification and that blinking light to let you know that it's all done successfully. You can press and hold to delete the macro and release. But wait, it gets better. You can also program a series of buttons by pressing the macro button just like you did, pressing it again after a series, and that'll program any kind of combo up to 20 button presses. It works very similar with the turbo button, except you're pressing, holding, then press the button you want to program to the turbo. I grinded out a lot of Animal Crossing manually, and I think this controller would have made a huge difference, especially with all of that definitely legal turnip trading. The lighting is also incredibly adjustable. As you see right here, I have it on breathing mode. So let me show you all the different customizations you can do with the rings. Make sure you're holding down the T button on the back of the controller, and you can double click to turn on breathing mode. If you want to turn off the RGB entirely, you double click and then double click again. You can also adjust the brightness by again holding down T and then holding down the left stick. There's 4 levels of brightness. Charging only takes 2 to 5 hours. However, you can get 24 to 30 hours of gameplay out of these guys. So I had to test out the gameplay, and you know what I had to do? I had to fire up a new game of Breath of the Wild since the controllers are themed after Tears of the Kingdom. I don't own Tears of the Kingdom, but this is the next best thing. And I remember why I love this game so much. It felt even better that I was completely on theme. I did notice, like with the Nixie Hyperion Pro, I would probably put like a cap over the thumbsticks. Other than that though, they're super comfortable. I loved using the back buttons as well. And like I mentioned before, that matte finish on the back is going to be super comfortable with longer gameplay sessions. I know that my hands get super sweaty. So, you know, if something's going to fingerprint and if something's going to mark and if something's going to become uncomfortable, I'm going to be able to tell because I go really, really hard on my controllers. It's also definitely more comfortable than the classic Switch Pro controller. Gosh, I don't know who's buying these things. Me, I guess, but man, they just kind of suck. And these controllers really blow them out of the water. I think you should definitely go check these out, and you're in luck because I've got that link right for you in the description. So, what are you doing? Stop watching this video, go check them out. And thank you for watching this video. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.